Oh, I think the biggest challenges in the industry are, it's all about money, isn't it? Everyone's here figuring out different ways to make money, how to make more money. It's a very different show, I think, to when I started coming, where it was how do we get distribution? And now I think distribution is less of a problem, it's more the science of making money from mobile games. Yeah, it's been interesting for me seeing people who go very deep into that here, understand the science of it, as opposed to people who are just starting out, figuring out where to go. I think the hottest topic probably is free-to-play gaming and how it's evolving. I think the people worrying about games that seem like they're kind of screwing money out of people versus games people love and want to pay. So there's a big debate about, is freemium evil? And that debate's driven by the worst games. I think this year we'll see a lot of the best games coming through that are beautiful games and happen to be free-to-play. It's weird because there's so much technical wizardry, and we talk about console quality graphics and we talk about kind of wearable technology. And you think that where the industry is now is people playing Candy Crush Saga on iPads who have never been gamers before. So in a way, I think the more exciting thing than any technology point is that there's this huge mainstream gaming audience now who maybe discovered it through Clash of Clans or Candy Crush Saga. And in the next 5 years, what are they going to want to play? And it probably isn't about 3D PlayStation 4 quality graphics. It's probably about new kinds of games that appeal to non-gamers, what we thought of as non-gamers before. I tell you what, it's quite positive nowadays. There was a period of about 2 years when, just before the iPhone came out, when it was very hard to get on operator decks and the only thing that sold was Tetris, and everyone was miserable for 2 years. And it wasn't the show's fault, it was just the industry. And now I think everyone is fizzing with ideas about everyone wants to become the next Supercell. There's like this kind of the dream is alive again in mobile gaming. So I think that's what I like. I like coming and seeing people who are optimistic and positive. Whenever I come here, people grab me and show me their games, which for a journalist is absolutely the best thing about conferences. You'll see the thing that you haven't ever heard of before. And yeah, just trying to get a sense of the pulse really of what people are talking about, what people are arguing about even better. I love when there's an argument at a conference like this because it gives you a sense of this is a big issue that no one knows the answer to. I think the big discovery thing is word of mouth, which is the hardest thing to gain. And even though you can spend lots of money on Facebook installs and all that kind of stuff, word of mouth about a game people love is still the biggest thing. And so I saw, the other week I was on the train coming back from London at 10 at night, and there were two people who were kind of in their 50s, a woman and a man, swapping Candy Crush tips. And you realise that's this network of word of mouth and people swapping, I'm playing this game, what are you doing? And we all think about discoverability as very much an algorithm issue or an advertising issue. But yeah, I think the big thing this year, I hope, is that how do you make games people love so much they want to tell their friends about them? So that's a parallel network to all these monetization companies floating around. So growth hacking fascinates me because the science of how do you get a game to suddenly be on 5 million handsets, 10 million, is really interesting. And there's a bad side, which is growth hacking, where it's not organic growth. People aren't getting a game because they love it, they're getting it because you're spending loads of money on buying installs. So that, I think, will hopefully die down, in that you could spend a lot of money getting onto people's handsets, and if they don't play it, you're not making any money. But yeah, I think it is interesting. I think in an industry where journalists have traditionally thought we're the kind of kingmakers, we're the ones who tell everyone what to play, actually there's lots of other ways of getting distribution now. So growth hacking is one of them. I think it's getting a bit of a bad reputation because it can be misused. So if you're a growth hacker, it can mean you're the guy who figures out how to game the system, but our game isn't very good. Or you're the guy who, you've got a really good game and you're figuring out a way to get it to its audience. So yeah, good and bad. I think growth hacking, people are reacting against it. It sounds quite artificial, but ultimately I think it means how do you find the audience the game deserves.